All this time, you've been stretching the wrong way. You twist, you bend, you hang forward hoping to ease the tension, but nothing works. The pain lingers. Some days it fades into the background like a dull whisper. Other days, it roars through your lower back like a storm. And no matter how many YouTube videos you try or how often you roll out your yoga mat, you're left wondering, what am I missing? The truth is, most people approach back pain like it's a mechanical issue, a kink in the system, a muscle that just needs to be loosened up. But your lower back isn't just a hinge between your torso and legs. It's the structural center of your body's movement, and it's deeply affected by the way you sit, stand, breathe, even by what you eat and how you feel emotionally. They told you to exercise, but they didn't tell you which movements actually nurture your spine, or how to listen to what your back is really saying. You've been chasing flexibility when what your body needs is stability, control, and intelligent movement. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to bring that relief home. Not just temporary comfort, but real, lasting change that begins with 5 gentle yet powerful exercises anyone can do, right from their living room floor. Let's begin with one powerful idea. Your back pain isn't just about your back. It often starts elsewhere. Tight hips, weak glutes, stiff ankles. Your body is a chain, and when one link fails, another absorbs the stress. For most people, that stress ends up in the lower back, quietly building over time until it becomes pain you can't ignore. Think of it this way. Your spine is trying to hold the weight of your entire day, your posture, your habits, your stress. When it can't rely on nearby muscles to help carry the load, it overcompensates. And that overcompensation is where injury begins. There's a story I think about often. A retired bus driver, let's call him James, came to me with years of nagging back pain. He'd spent 3 decades sitting, barely moving for hours at a time. His doctors told him to stretch, so he did, touching his toes, rotating his spine, twisting and reaching. But nothing changed. Some stretches even made it worse. What no one told him was that his body had forgotten how to stabilize. His core muscles, the deep, quiet ones that support the spine, were asleep. His hips were locked from sitting. His back was working overtime, like a tired coworker picking up everyone else's slack. The moment we changed our approach, focusing not on flexibility, but on subtle control, slow activation, gentle coordination, his pain began to shift. It wasn't dramatic at first, just a little less tightness, a little more freedom when he stood up, but within weeks he felt stronger, more capable, like his body had remembered something it had forgotten long ago. That's the kind of change we're aiming for, and it starts with simple movements. Movements that remind your body how to work together as a system. There's one exercise in particular that I give to almost everyone in pain. The pelvic tilt. Not because it stretches anything, but because it teaches your spine to move safely again. You lie on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor. You gently tilt your pelvis, flattening your lower back into the ground, then arching it slightly, slow, controlled, without force. Just awareness. This tiny movement reconnects your brain to your core muscles. It builds the foundation for everything else. From there, we layer in other movements, ones that wake up the hips, fire up the glutes, and remind your spine that it's not alone. But we always begin with control, with understanding, with patience. Because the moment your body remembers how to move well, pain loses its grip. Picture this. An office worker named Elena, mid-40s, smart, responsible, meticulous. She spends most of her day seated, hunched slightly over a keyboard. The tension in her lower back builds as the hours pass. She stands up, stretches, maybe takes a short walk, but the relief never lasts. When she finally gets home, the ache is worse than it was in the morning. She blames her chair, her shoes, even her mattress. But the truth is harder to see. Elena's pain isn't just coming from how long she's sitting, it's from how she's moving, or rather, how she isn't. The lower back is designed to be supported. It needs help from the deep abdominal muscles, the strong glutes, the flexible hips. But Elena's lifestyle has silenced those muscles. They've gone dormant, replaced by stiffness and compensation. Every time she stands up, her lower back has to work harder than it should. It's like carrying a heavy box with your arms instead of using your whole body. Eventually, something gives out. Now let's visit Michael, a warehouse worker in his 50s. He lifts heavy boxes for a living. He prides himself on being strong, but lately, a dull ache has settled in his lower spine. He shrugs it off as part of aging. He doesn't realize that his years of lifting with a slightly rounded back have taken a toll, or that the lack of mobility in his hips forces his spine to twist and bend under pressure. Michael's story mirrors thousands of others. The pain isn't sudden. It doesn't announce itself with drama. It creeps in slowly, like a whisper turning into a roar. And because the cause isn't obvious, the solution often isn't either. Then there's Layla, former athlete, early 30s, still in good shape but now working a desk job. She thinks her core is strong because she exercises regularly, but her workouts are fast, intense, squats, deadlifts, planks. Her pain started after one weekend hike. She thought she just overdid it. But weeks passed, and it didn't go away. What Layla didn't realize was that her movements, while powerful, weren't balanced. Her lower back had been overcompensating for her weak inner core and underactive hip flexors. Even someone athletic, even someone aware, can fall into the trap of unconscious strain. Different people, different lives, but the pain shows up in similar ways, and beneath each of those moments is a quiet thought. Is this going to get worse? That's the fear, that it won't just stay the same, it'll grow, that it'll rob you of comfort, independence, or joy. That one wrong move might leave you flat on your back, unable to walk. That's why these 5 exercises matter. They aren't just routines, they're invitations to reconnect with your body, to give your spine the partnership it's been missing. And once you experience even a little bit of that relief, something shifts. You stop fearing the pain and start understanding it. Let me share something I've seen time and again. People walk into a room afraid to move. Their body has taught them that movement equals pain, that twisting, bending, reaching might set something off. So they avoid it. They guard their back like it's broken. They hold their breath when they tie their shoes. And I understand why. When pain is unpredictable, it becomes scary. But here's what I always tell them. You are not broken. Your back is not fragile. It may be inflamed, overworked, or poorly supported, but it is not permanently damaged just because it hurts. And it can change, slowly, gently, safely. I remember one man, Raj, who'd suffered for years, 2 herniated discs, countless physical therapy appointments. He'd resigned himself to living in discomfort. When we first met, he moved like someone walking through a field of landmines. Every step was cautious, every motion is calculated. We started small, supine breathing, then bridging with support under his hips. Eventually, bird dog holds, engaging his core in ways he hadn't felt in years. At first, he didn't trust it. Every movement felt suspicious, but he kept at it, with control, with attention. He learned that the pain wasn't a stop sign, it was a signal, a request for support. And over time, the fear softened. Confidence took its place. His posture improved. He moved with more ease. His body, once stiff and reactive, became responsive and steady. It's not magic. It's the result of consistently showing your nervous system that it's safe to move again, that the muscles around your spine are capable, that your back doesn't have to do all the work alone. That's what these exercises do. They don't mask pain, they rebuild trust. Imagine yourself lying on the floor, knees bent, arms resting by your sides. You gently lift your hips off the ground using your glutes, not your lower back. You feel your core engage, quiet but steady. You lower down, slowly, feeling your spine articulate along the mat. It's a simple bridge, but it's more than that. It's a conversation with your nervous system. You are safe. You are supported. And when you finish that session, something's different. Maybe the pain is still there, but it's lighter. Or maybe your breath feels deeper, or your steps feel more aligned. That's the beginning. That's your body remembering what it means to move well. So if you've been afraid, if you've been stuck in patterns that don't serve you, know this: you can trust your body again. You can build strength without tension, mobility without fear. You can heal, not just from pain, but from the story it's told you. Let these 5 movements be your starting point. Practice them like a ritual. Not to chase the pain away, but to meet it, understand it, and gently, with patience, lead it out. Because relief isn't something you force. It's something you earn through attention, control, and trust. So here you are. You've listened, maybe visualized yourself moving, breathing, trying. Maybe for the first time in a long while, you feel a flicker of hope, not the loud kind, but the quiet one that says, maybe I don't have to live like this forever. That hope is real, and it's backed by the biology of your body. Muscles rebuild, nerves calm, tissues adapt, the brain rewires. Back pain has a way of making you feel isolated, like your body is betraying you. But I promise, it isn't. It's been protecting you the only way it knows how, by bracing, tightening, sounding the alarm. And now that you're paying attention, now that you're choosing movement rooted in understanding instead of fear, you're giving your body new instructions. You're teaching it that strength doesn't always mean force, that flexibility doesn't mean collapse, that relief comes from harmony. The 5 exercises we explored are only the beginning. They're not complicated. They don't require equipment or expensive treatments or hours of your time. They just need consistency, intention, and a willingness to listen to your body, not fight it. And that's the deeper message here. Healing isn't about perfection. It's about partnership with your spine, your breath, your awareness. Every day, a small step. Some days it'll feel easier. Other days you'll want to quit. But even on those days, if you show up, if you lie down and move with care, you're changing the course of your body's story. My advice to you? Be gentle. Be persistent. Find stillness when you need it, and motion when you're ready. Eat foods that nourish your joints. Drink water like it matters, because it does. Sleep in positions that cradle your spine. And if you catch yourself holding your breath during the day, let it go. This isn't about pain anymore. It's about reclaiming your freedom, the freedom to walk without wincing, to sit without bracing, to live without that constant undercurrent of discomfort. You deserve that.